Hello and welcome to another video. So in today's video, I kind of want to address, I wouldn't say a sensitive topic, but something that everyone kind of tends to deal with. The more they kind of venture out to do their own thing and the more successful they get. So what I'm busy talking about here is the tendency to feel like you're drifting away from the people who you love, the more successful you get. So what tends to kind of happen as you progress down your road, right? So when you're starting out in life, you don't have many people. You've got your parents, you have your maybe like one or two friends, you have maybe some siblings, and you share a lot of things in common, right? So let's call these it's kind of like relationship pillars or pillars of commonality, and you share these with these individuals, and that's why you get along with them, right? So when you're young, your pillars of, like, let's say commonality with someone will be, let's say, fun and maybe exercise, okay, and maybe going to the movies, and then maybe you go somewhere else that's common, like let's say school, okay. And when you go to school, you find people who kind of check these boxes. So you get a friend, and your friend's name is Tim, and Tim is fun, he likes having fun, and oh man, Tim likes exercising, he does all these sports, and Tim likes movies, and hey, bonus, he likes the same movies as me, and hey, we go to the same school. So Tim seems like a pretty good choice for a best friend, right? That's kind of how that works, right? But what happens is, as we progress in life and we maybe go to high school, in high school, our pillars, or the things that are relevant to us in the moment, right? Our goals, let's say, shift and change. So in high school, let's say it's goals. If you boy or anything, you might like goals. Let's say, you like video games, so now you like playing games. Maybe you like paintball, and maybe you like to sing, and maybe you like to play football, okay. And in high school, you and Tim might go to the same high school, but something weird happens, right? Tim changes, and you might start to like girls, and Tim decides that he doesn't want to like anybody, and he goes, hey, I don't want to like anyone, and he goes off in his own thing. And he, you guys used to have a lot of fun, but he doesn't like playing video games, and you used to play a lot of sports, but he doesn't like paintball, and hey, he doesn't like to sing, and he also doesn't like football, he likes tennis, and instead of singing, he likes to dance. So now you and Tim start to kind of drift apart, right? But you find a different friend, let's call him Carl, and hey, Carl likes girls, Carl likes video games, okay, Carl likes paintball. Carl doesn't like to sing, okay, he doesn't like to sing, and he doesn't like football. Now, is this a good candidate for a friend? 100%. Why? Because he shares 3 of the 5 things which are important to me at that moment, right? So he shares 5 of these pillars with me, okay? So he might not like to sing, he might not like to play football, but he might come and watch you sing and play football, so he seems like a pretty good candidate for a best friend. And this kind of carries on, right? So in, varsity, college, technical college, whatever you want to do, this tends to happen. And when you're out and in the workforce, this tends to happen, and you usually find people like co-workers who you can relate with. Maybe they share one of your pillars, maybe and these change, like maybe it becomes, hey, as a young adult, you're into self-development, right? Or personal development, and you're into money, you want to make businesses and you're into investment. Maybe you want to get married. Maybe you want to have children. Maybe you want to own your house. You want a house. You want a car. Okay. And you will kind of go and you'll evaluate these things. While you're dealing with a person, you'll kind of evaluate. Okay, does this guy like self-development? Yes or no? Does this person also want to make money? Yes or no? And the ones that you have the most in common with become your best friends. And the ones that you have the least in common with, you don't tend to mingle, or they're your frenemies, let's say. Or it's a co-worker that you despise. Now, this kind of explains how we form relationships with the people around us. There are a lot of different factors and stuff. It's not just this. You can definitely have friendships with someone who doesn't like any of these, but it's not going to be a very stable, solid relationship, right? This is also why you might not get along with your parents, because you might want to go and start a business, but based on their experience, that they think you should go and do a trade, or they think you should go to university, right? So there can be some conflict there. What I've learned is that most of the time people don't they don't want what's best for you, they want what's best for them because it's convenient. So in the sense of your parents might push you towards a career because it's convenient for them. They don't want you to be at home. They don't want you to, kind of siphon off their money, their retirement money. When you're 28 and you're still at home, it's more of an inconvenience than a convenience for them. And they would want to push you to either get married or get out of the house, or they'll at that point probably push you into anything. They'll probably send you some articles asking if you've heard about this cool thing called Bitcoin, or maybe you want to go do a trade, or hey, my brother, your uncle is busy starting a business, and do you want to go and work for him, or something like that, right? They'll try and edge you out of the house. So at that moment, they might be pushing you out, but it's very convenient for them, right? So people don't always want what's best for you. They want what's best for them because it's convenience. And it's like, don't get sad. It's just how life is, right? It's just how life works. And that's just a part of the growth process, right? The process of growth. And again, as you grow and you become a different person, you tend to pick up new habits, and you tend to filter out things in your life. And as it pertains to your friends and even family members, when you decide to, let's say, work on, let's say, these top 3 things, right? You want to be an investor, you want to make some money as an entrepreneur, you want to self-develop and improve. Now, when you are young, you spend a lot of time with your parents, okay? And when you spend a lot of time with someone, they see themselves in you more, okay? So the more time you spend with them, the more they see themselves inside of you. And the same with your friends. The more you and Carl, or you and Tim, spend time together, the more he sees himself in you, okay? And it can be Sarah or Natasha. I don't really care, right? The more you spend time with your friend, or with a sibling, or with a family member, they see themselves in you, right? So more time with them equals, I don't know, more self-reflection, right? With their own life. Then they kind of see these similarities. And when you decide to, let's say, start picking up books and start reading, right? So your pillars change, okay? So, I mean, here's you, okay? Here's your friend. And you, he decides, maybe he's working a 9 to 5. Maybe we can move him up a little bit. Let's move you up a little bit, right? So he works a 9 to 5. Maybe he's earning, I don't know, 5K per month. Maybe he rents an apartment. Maybe, I don't know, he has a car, okay? And you've got exactly the same things as he does. And you guys share a lot of common interests, right? Now he's your friend. And you decide that, hey, no, like this is not what I want, right? I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I want my own business, you know? I want my own business. I don't want to earn 5K a month. I want to earn 20K, okay, per month. Or 10K per month, or whatever you want your purchasing power to be. I don't want to rent a house. I want to own, okay, a house. Not a great investment, but okay. And I don't want just any old car. I want my dream car, right? Now, over here, you guys start on the same level of life. Okay, if we put this on a graph, okay, let's make your friend red, okay, boom, and then let's make you green. Okay, you're both on the same level, kind of, and you want the same things in life. Now you decide you want something else, right? And you start self-developing. You start picking up books, you start reading, you start going to the gym, you start optimizing your sleep, optimizing your diet, you start learning about biohacking and how to, achieve peak levels in your body. And you look at your environment and you start optimizing your environment for success, because your environment plays a key in your success, right? And you start changing these things and you start developing new habits. What happens is you start to see growth like this, okay? So exponential growth. Whereas your buddy, okay, he sees this happening. He says, okay, he sees you kind of like changing. He says, he encourages you. Okay, this goes back to they want what's best for them. Your friend will probably encourage you at that point. Yeah, go start your own business, right? And you might think, hey, he's a good friend. But maybe most of the time, there's sometimes a selfish thing added to that, right? Most of the time, your friends, okay, especially low-level friends, they will kind of be like, sure, go and do your own thing. Not because they want to see you succeed, but because they know that it will put you back in life. And people like comparing. And the better they can compare their life to your life, the better their life will seem. And the better, more fulfilled they will be, right? So if it doesn't work out for you, they can kind of gloat, right? I've seen this happen tons and tons of times. And I mean, guys, I've been an entrepreneur for many, many years now. Okay, 14 years almost. And this is common. This is a very, very, very common situation. And the minute you tend to do better than them, now they kind of set back on one foot. Oh, you don't spend time with me because you think you're better than me and this, that, and the next, right? But in actual fact, what has happened is your pillars have changed. But, your friend doesn't see the same growth that you've seen, okay? Both of you have ups and down months, but most of the time, he kind of like the stock graph. He gets to a point where he might be earning 10K, not 5K, but then he kind of like stagnates and it's a sideways graph, kind of like the stock market. Whereas your graph kind of will come down here again, and then it will go up here again, and then it will come down here again, and then it will go up there again. But overall, you seem to be in like this really bullish position, and they're kind of like trading sideways, if that makes sense. And when this happens, okay, this is where jealousy comes in, and you guys have a lot of arguments, and you kind of like de-link, and now you're in like no man's land. Okay, so you and your friend over here, you're getting along, okay, or you and your family member, you're getting along, everything is cool, it's sunshine, it's rainbows, and all of a sudden you decide to self-develop, and you don't see yourself in these people anymore, and you don't want to be associated with old stories, and you don't want them to kind of like, you don't want to go out and hit the parties and go after the chicks and start chasing the life that you're kind of trying to avoid, right? So you don't see yourself in them anymore, so now you can't relate, right? So now you have a bunch of friends that you kind of don't want, okay, but you're successful enough to have. And then there are a group of friends over here, okay, that you really do want, but you're not successful enough to have those friends, right? Just yet. So you kind of de-link and you start to float, okay? And over here, you feel like you're in, this kind of no man's land. Okay, this is no man's land. Okay, and in no man's land, you are your only supporter. Okay, you are your only supporter. You're in a crowded room where you are performing, and you're the only guy clapping. Okay, and it's a really slow clap, and you have to really be mentally strong and resilient in this situation, because you do feel like you've got no one and nothing. It's lonely. They say entrepreneurship is a lonely venture, and this is why, because you don't find those relationship pillars anymore. Okay, you're not able to relate to the old story, and right now the new story over here, like, what you want and who you want to have friends, but their pillars, okay, this shit's all blurry. Like, it's all blurry. You can't see a clear picture yet. You kind of, all is what you want. Like, you want this and this, you want all these nice things, okay? And you want to find someone who matches this blueprint that you are kind of like building, right? And you're just floating there, looking, searching, soul searching, and you carry on self-developing, and you carry on self-developing, and eventually you will get here. Guys, I promise you, this is just normal. It's just a way of life. You will kind of experience this thing, okay? And always remember this: your pillars will change in life, if someone cannot match at least, at a minimum, 3 to 4 of the things you want, they're not a good match for a friend. The more of these things, okay, these, let's say, like, I don't know, like career goals, relationship pillars, that you have with someone, the better friends you will be. And when finding new people and when networking with the individuals that you want in your friend group, you want to see how many of these things, okay, these pillars over here, that you can match. Okay, so you want to match as many of them as possible. And that's how you build relationships. You build relationships, okay, not by, being self-absorbed. I said this in another video, right, where everything is about me, and you're boxing yourself in, right? So stop trying to be an interesting person. Find pillars that you can relate with other people, and try and be interested, okay? The guy who's interesting is always a sad guy. The guy who's interested, like this guy over here, right? He is interested in all the things, okay? Interested. Okay, in all the things that this dude over here, okay, has to say. And he's got his little pillars, like self-development. Oh, I like to self-develop, and you like to self-develop. Like what type of methods do you use? Hey, I like staying healthy and biohacking, and you like biohacking. Do you have any biohacking protocols? Do you have any, let's say, recipes that you can share with me, right? To cleanse the body, cleanse the liver, get rid of all the parasites inside the body. Like, do you have anything, of that nature? And he might say, yeah, man, I drink this concoctions made of, wormwood and black walnut and so on and so forth. And, they mix it and grind it, and I put it into a capsule. Hey, do you want to try it out? Right. So now you're interested in what he has to say, because it's one of your pillars that you're interested in. And now you start bonding. And this is just how it is, guys. So I thought I'd just pop on here and give you a quick little video. It's running into 20 minutes over here, but so not so quick, but I just thought I'd break this down for you. Just remember always that this is a natural part of life. Okay, this does not mean that your friends are bad. It does not mean that your parents are bad. This, when you're here, might just mean that you need to separate yourself for a short period of time. Okay, so you're not destroying the relationship with your parents because they can't see eye to eye with you or with a friend. Okay, but you are spending less and less time. You are limiting your time spent with those individuals and those specific people, and by limiting your time with them, you're able to see more clearly the picture that's up here, and all of a sudden writing starts to appear, right? And you start meeting the people, and you start relating with the people, and you start building a good network. And once you are here, you are probably going to be in a better spot, because again, you are the product of the people you hang around the most. So if you hang around people who are positive, who want to self-develop, who want to improve, you will just become one of those individuals, right? Because you will start by law probably comparing yourself to them, but compare yourself in a good way. Look at it in a good way. Comparison is the thief of joy, right? So if you compare yourself to someone, rather look at what they don't have that you have, okay, rather than what they have that you don't have, okay? And remember, if you put out lack, if you put out desperation, you're going to get desperation back. If you put out interested, you're going to get interested back, okay? So don't be an interesting person, be an interested person. The world is a mirror. You get back what you put out. And I hope that helps you. Please let me know down below what you think of this video, and we will see each other in another video. Till then, bye-bye.